Daniel Kahneman explains two systems of thinking in order to better understand our decision making and improve our decision making. Thinking fast and slow is all about how two systems, intuition and slow thinking, shape our judgment and how we can effectively tap into both. Using principles of behavioral economics, Kahneman walks us through how to think and avoid mistakes in situations when the stakes are high. There are a few concepts I do like in his book. For example, he mentions three types of effects, mental effects that we have. Number one is the framing effect. So how you frame something is important when you consider getting the point across. For example, if I was to say to you, look, we have a 95% success rate with this, versus saying, look, we have a 5% failure rate with this. Depending on what point you're trying to get across, framing is very essential. The next one is the anchoring effect, which means we interpret information based on the first piece of information we get, and that affects how we make decisions. The third thing is the endowment effect, which is how we value things more when we own those things, which will affect how we make decisions and the emotional baggage that comes with that. Solving problems that are complicated takes mental work, so our brain cuts corners when we're tired or stressed. This leads us to the two systems of thinking. We have system one, which is fast, automatic, intuitive, and emotional. This system handles most of our day-to-day decisions and operates quickly with little effort, hence why it's the fast form of thinking. And we have system two, which uses problem solving and concentration. It's slow, deliberate, analytical, and logical. However, this system requires more energy and is used for complex decision making, hence why it's slow. One of the main reasons we jump to conclusions is confirmation bias, which is basically how we interpret those informations based on how we recall and how we find things that support that decision we want to make. And I think of an example. If you was to go to a corner shop and you was considering buying a drink, you thought it looks nice. If 5 people were to cross your path and grab that same drink, you're more likely to buy that drink because you just seen 5 other people grab that exact drink that you were considering buying in the first place. And that's where confirmation bias is applied in this scenario. A separate topic I also want to talk about is 2 good concepts he talks about. The first one is the loss aversion concept, which is the fear of losing, and how our fear of losing overrides our desire for winning. And I think about people that are in stocks or trading, and how a lot of their decisions of people that are not experienced, they lead with the fear of losing, and they base their decisions on that, which can lead to bad things, which unfortunately can lead to them making very bad decisions when you lead with the fear of losing and loss aversion. And that's a concept that it's important to understand, because when applied to our life, there are many times that we make those decisions when it's not appropriate. The second concept is three topics wrapped into one, which is overestimating your abilities, overconfidence, and optimism bias, and how these 3 things will cause you to be an egotistical person that doesn't understand his or her limits. And a lot of my channel is based on optimism and positivity. However, there is a caveat. You must understand what you're capable of and what you're not capable of. These two don't go together. Understand you have your skills, but you also have your limitations, and that is a more realistic approach on the whole optimism and positivity, because there's stuff out there about, toxic positivity or optimism, and that's not the message I'm trying to get across. According to Kahneman, System 1 is gullible and biased. System 2 is doubting and questioning, and we need both to shape our beliefs and values. Confirmation bias is the tendency to search for, interpret, and recall information in a way that confirms or supports one's prior beliefs or values. For example, look around, wherever you are, for 10 seconds. Now tell me how many things had the color red or black. Good. Now try again for another 10 seconds. The second time is a lot easier and focused because you know what you were looking for. More points on the confirmation bias. Hopefully that's a clear example. When making a decision, we should always focus on multiple factors, and this is a good way to summarize this insight and understand that this entire book is really about how we can improve our decision making, and how, concepts like intuition and systems of thinking and these effects that I've listed and other biases, how they affect our decision making, and understanding these concepts will definitely improve your way of thinking. There is one other thing I did want to mention. For example, he talks about how we should be aware of our biases that we make, and how we should really consider other viewpoints and other people's thoughts in order to kind of better make decisions moving on. So yeah, I hope this video's been clear. Great book, you should definitely check out.